Alright, folks, we're live for some wedge only work. Oh man, I am sore from yesterday. Scold that. Alright, let's try this random dynamical randomizer thing. I was gonna mess around with it first. I've never done this, but people have. I think Bogeyman Bill told me about this. The playground. Oh man, the shortest you can go is 22. I was hoping it'd be a little bit shorter. I wanted to do like 5 yards to like 25, 30 with the 60 degree. And then I wanted to do like 25 to like 65 with the 56. I don't know if you can do that. What is this? Looks like it's putting me in the water. Well, Yeah, I made one. I think I figured out what my problem has been as of late already with the wedges. It's taking it too far back. Got to abbreviate that backswing, go like hip to hip, narrow the stance down, just accelerate through. Gotta keep turning that upper body through it too. It's a flying fat. How's the body feeling today? It's feeling rough. It's feeling rough. Kind of a more laid back, lower energy stream. I've been pretty fried. I had to get up really early the past couple days for a couple things, and I was staying up late, so I'm feeling body's fried, mind's not exactly firing at all cylinders. Dude, I scrolled through a couple of your videos. That last one you posted, you had one that was one like 173 or something ball speed. It was crazy. On like the one of the later holes was like hole 16 or something. Your setup is so sweet too. I would say Ben's is tough to beat, but it's definitely on par with Ben's. It's up there. I just feel like I have no feel for my wedges lately. I'm trying to mess around. I've just been kind of flying them higher, flying them lower, moving this ball up, moving the ball back, abbreviating the backswing type of stuff. Backyard Bogey League, I think. I forget what the course was called. Like Red something. It was the most recent video. Red something. Copy spend as much as you could. You hit 180 last night, Red Hawk. Jeez, you hit 180. You seem, from what I could tell, you seem like you're on the taller side. So, I mean, that's awesome. That's crazy. Even some people that are tall and strong and athletic, some people that just can't do it. But it seems like you're on the taller end. I'm jealous of your long, lanky limbs and generate so much power. I really like the. It looked like you had maybe two overhead projectors. I like the one where you had the like the putt distance. I'm assuming it was like 3 feet, 5 feet, 7 feet, that kind of thing. That's sweet. Try to stay 116 swing speed. Lose so much control if I get past 120s. 6 foot. Yeah, well, with a smaller frame. Geez, that was terrible. Do you know, Sean? Can I lower this at all? I wanted to do. This is my 60 degree. I usually hit it from like 5 to like 20, 25. Usually I get up to 25, 30. I pull out the 56. But I wanted to do this randomized thing, but I wanted to hit some shorter, like 5 and 10 yard shots. But it doesn't look like the lowest I can go is 22, unless I'm doing something wrong. I'm going to switch over for a little bit. I'll go back and forth, switch over to the 56, but I was hoping to do some like 5, 10 yard practice shots. So we'll go 64. You would assume this would be easy enough. Like for something like this, just let us customize it and let us type in the number. Like I don't think I can click. Just let us type in the exact number versus trying to do a slider. For me on a projector, that's not super crystal clear on a wireless mouse. Oh, it's the putt mile an hour? Short distance on-course practices. Yeah, I was thinking about that, Bill. If I just loaded up a course and just did the same 5-yard shot over and over. Honestly, it might not be bad. I just figured I'm listening to music and I'm just kind of seeing what's up with you guys and hitting shots somewhat mindlessly. Like I'm not super focused, but these have some more. This is the first time I've ever done this. I was under the impression it would be more like around the green type of shots, not like tee shots with 7 yards of downslope. but you work a lot on inside 20 yards. But Bogey said, yeah. I'll switch over there after. I just figured for the stream, if you guys are watching, just chatting, at least this thing is like moving around, so it's not the same exact look, shot after shot. This thing, at least it changes it a little bit, but I'll do that in a little bit. We'll hit 56 here. I gotta decide too. I gotta decide if I want to hit it straighter or if I want to play more of a open stance fade, which I usually do with my wedges. I also got to figure out, do you guys have a general rule of thumb of how short you usually land it? Like I'm thinking like around 5 yards short and let it roll somewhere in there. It's like this, 51, so I got to land it like 45, 46 or 29. That's exactly why I'm doing this. Try to decide too for these simulator shots. I'm very much so a feel wedge player. It's usually not bad on course, so I kind of neglected it for a while. I'm kind of a field player, but I want to decide if I want to go a bit higher or a bit lower. Kind of for like a stock wedge shot for the simulator. And if I want to hit it straighter or not. Bryson says he plays a little bit of a hook with his wedges. I guess if I'm pretty consistently hitting a draw across the bag at this point, wouldn't be the worst thing. If it works for Bryson, that's short. If it works for Bryson, it could work for me. I feel like in general, though, I kind of try to like swipe across it to get a little more spin. It also, I scolded it. Also doesn't help. I'm using these wedges just for in here because of the grooves. And I use different wedges on course, but great shots in there. I don't know about that. Like I said, I'm pretty zapped from yesterday. So, and I worked out a little while ago, so I'm kind of just like stabbing at it. I mean, these aren't tough shots. Realistically, I should be right about there every time. Roy likes a fade spin. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess technically I put a ton of spin on it when I try to fade it, so it adds to the total spin. The backspin is still about the same. I'm just trying to figure out what I think I could possibly control the distance with a bit better. And like start line, it feels like for whatever reason, problem is my thing is on a sliding hospital current track, so the screen moves a little bit, and that moves where my center point is for where I'm like aligned in the offset. And sometimes I wonder, like it feels like I have to hit it really, really far left for it to be able to actually start far enough left. Because like this one, if I want to try to start this like 2 to 3 degrees left and then fade it, it feels like I need to aim to like the middle of the screen. That was 5.9. I don't know. You watching Joe Legowski? Is he live? Or are you just watching a video? Like even that, I felt like I had to swing pretty far left. It only started at 1.1. So I don't know if I'm really just not starting it far enough or if like my alignment's a little jacked up. And I still believe the square, because it's going towards the unit, has an easier time reading balls starting to the right in club path into out versus out to in. Like that's probably more what I would do on course. Open up my stance, start it left. Also, make it hard. Oh, looks like Joe Legowski. Yeah, right. That guy's a robot. These are terrible. Joe Legowski, even someone like C-Drum, he's really good too. He's a robot. Those guys would be putting it like inner circle, like 75% of these shots. That's too much. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That's just like the terrible wedge shot that kills you on course. Especially if I ever start doing something like SGT. If I have a shot like that, that just... That's short. I chunked it. Too much. Too much. No excitement playing that good? I don't know what you're talking about. You're better than I am. These aren't good shots. Are you seeing something different? I'm like missing the green on these. Are you seeing the same shots I'm seeing? Like I said, I'm kind of zapped. I'm usually a little more energetic and upbeat, but yesterday just fried me. Between the 18 holes, I played on course the day before. 18 holes yesterday in the speed training. I've already had 2 coffees, and that's my second Diet Coke worth of caffeine, and I'm still just like sluggish. Yeah, one good shot at hole and you still make par. That's true. We had that a couple times yesterday when I was playing with Struggle Swing. We both kind of got ourselves into trouble off the tee box, and we did a halfway decent job scrambling. I mean, exit that we played isn't the most challenging course when we played the white tees, but if you can recover, and I got lucky and I putted decent yesterday. I hit some pretty long putts, considering we didn't have. I think it was the first hole. Well, it was the only time we had a inner circle shot. I was trying to get one for you, but my wedges lately, wedges are no bueno. Yeah, shot and hitting quality balls, best time to hone it now. That's kind of what I figured. Like, something like this doesn't take a whole lot of energy, so I kind of equate it to, I've said it before, but I played some basketball growing up, and I played a decent amount, like intramural and whatnot in college. And one of the guys was like, used to play on like a prep team and was like really good. But he said one thing that they would do, their coaches would have them hit the weight room and like do like a full workout, and then he would make them go shoot free throws while they're tired and exhausted, to kind of dial in that muscle memory, that robotic kind of stuff. So I figured kind of the same here, that I'm demolished from yesterday, but trying to like that. That's just thin. Trying to work on something kind of more mechanical and a bit more, I guess, I don't know, technique and feel and that kind of stuff. Probably not a terrible idea. That was heavy. That's what I'm saying. Like, like there's some good shots. These are bad. Probably not a terrible idea to get in the habit of trying to do this a little more frequently the day after I speed train. So I'll probably have to keep doing that for another couple months. But if I can kind of kill two birds with one stone between working on driver and then the day after when I'm pretty spent, do something like this. What is this? 23 down what? And a big reason why I'm out here is because I wasn't necessarily dying to hit shots. I wasn't planning on hitting any, but I came out and it was 50 degrees in here. So I was like, I've been wishing, hoping, and praying that it would be this warm for a while now. So figured I'd take advantage of it. Tomorrow's supposed to be colder. Develop the feels now. Joe and Ben always look like they had 12 hours of sleep in a shower when they play. C Drum too. I know. Tell me about it. It's just crazy when you get up towards that skill level to where, I mean, I've said this too a bunch of times, but it's not necessarily about getting more birdies and hitting more. Geez, that was so bad. Not necessarily about like hitting more like crazy, super good, super accurate shots and birdies. I think a lot of it with scoring is, and why those guys are so robotic and they don't really miss, just because they've gotten to the point where their bad shots are just so much better than what our bad shots are. Like my bad shot there is in the water. Their bad shot there is like the outer ring of the circle. Also, I thought I set this. Why is it like defaulting back down? 22 yards. I thought I set this longer. Set it to 24. We'll go 29. East Coast weather? Is that where you are? Where are you? Abouts? We had a brutal. We had a brutal stretch of weather. This winter was definitely worse than last winter, for sure. Ohio. Making less mistakes. They also leave themselves in decent positions and play their dispersion. Yeah, I'm not. I wish I was to that level, to the point where like, that's why I don't even look at the heat map. They're good enough to where they know that they can miss it in a certain spot. I'm just trying to like hit the green. Like the most that I do is I aim left and try to just play a draw in there. But for me, like if I'm hitting the green from like 100 yards out, I hit a decent shot. That was better. Now, how do I do that every time? Below 32 most of January and February. Hop in here and see my name in the chat. Yeah, he was saying you're a robot. Yeah, we had a crazy stretch here too, flying fat kid. We had like, it felt like close to 2 months where it was literally like 15, 20 degrees every single day. It was at least like a month, month and a half, and we had a decent amount of snow. Last winter, the worst it got, it was mostly in like the 30s most last winter, and there was one really cold stretch where it was like 5 or 10 degrees for like a week. But that was about it. Mr. McFlannel talking smack. Try to hit fade to still hook. Honestly, I'm kind of warm right now, Seadrum, but I figure I try to err on the side of too warm versus too cold. You got any tips, Mr. Golf Professional? You got any tips over there for better wedges? I feel like I have no feel for my wedges lately. The two gloves probably don't help, but I'm sticking with that at least for now. Seems to help now, these last couple shots, go figure. Keeping my head down and my chest more over the ball. 80 degrees there and sunny. Nice sock hat. Oh, good thing, Seadrum. Keep my hands lower. 80 degrees? That's like summertime. Is that abnormally warm for this time of year? Or is that like standard? Seadrum, do you try to play a certain shot shape? Me and Sean were just talking about that. Flying fat kid over here. You try to play a certain shot shape with your wedges, like a 30-yard shot. Do you try to just hit it as straight as you can with as much spin as you can? Or are you trying to hit like a baby hook, a baby fade? Seadrum, you should check out, click on Flying Fat Kids. I know. Sorry. It's just a habit. Quickly and back on it. You should click on his profile here and check out his simulator setup. He's got like he's got a Pro T with the replay. He's got the overhead projector shining down, and he said the other day he hit 180 ball speed, or something along those lines. What'd you say? Yeah, he hit 180 last night. All right, weight was more forward on that one. Weren't. No shot shape on wedges. More worried about the flight and keeping them lower. When you're playing like rounds and stuff, or you're working on your wedges, how do you manage? I'm assuming your wedges are probably pretty similar to the ones that I like game with. Like the ones that I'm using right now, these are my old wedges that are just cast, and like the grooves aren't very sharp, and there's no like milling or anything, just because they don't tear up the balls. Like ideally, I'd be using the wedges I used the other day outside, both on course and then when I was hitting shots in the net in the backyard. But I just can't use those in here because they tear up the ball, and then the ball tears up the screen. Send a photo to Discord. Post it in. Can you post it in the general chat, Sean? The C drum's in there. You can see it in there. Hit your Vokies all the time. Been practicing. I want a real club with my real balls. I hear you, but don't you just burn through balls then if you're hitting wedges a lot? And assuming you have a more premium screen that maybe withholds or withstands the chewed up balls spinning up into them, don't you get burn marks all over the place? Like minor tearing? Vokies figures. Vokie life. Not sure if you asked me anything. Dog called after I commented. Like I said, she was the worst timing. No, we were just talking about. I was saying I'll go over to the course after and do like 5 and 10 yard shots. Because I guess the shortest here was what, 22. I said that before, and then me and Flying Fat Kids were just talking. All right, C drum may have fixed my wedges a little bit. That does feel better. Go figure. Weight forward. Or more forward. That's right. Yes, I destroy balls. It's mean on the screen. But I use things I don't protect things. SM10s, sent to general. Oh, so you judge me? Then you have the same? I see how it is. I have, believe it or not, you guys are balling over there. C-Drum just got some new irons. You guys are balling with your $150 Voki wedges, but it's kind of dark in here, but I got these on Amazon. They're called like Zingum, ZINGGM or something. I got the 56 and the 60. But these things, believe it or not, they're forged because they nick up and they have like the same bag chatter as my 770s and 790s. And I know it's kind of tough to tell, but they have super sharp grooves and milled faces. So it's like the fingerprint design on these things. And for $30 or whatever they were a piece, like $32, those things are pretty nice. Only the best for the best. Hands low, keep turning with the chest after impact. Shaft went straight vertical when you push that. All arms, no consistency on distance. Roger that. Roger that. AKA, I know. Well, I kept turning through that and I scolded it. I have a tough time, apparently, exiting low with my hands. Apparently, I just can't do that. That's what I have to feel like if I try to exit low. Same ones in bronze? You talking about C-Drum or me? Probably C-Drum. You said you had the Vokies. Get the weight on the front foot. Bottom out, trying to swing properly from that back foot. I mean, the only way that I feel like if I have to have, like, even if I go like this, I feel like the ball has to be so far back. Like, if it's in the middle of my stance, it feels like my hands, like I'm like de-lofting the club like crazy. I'm the one de-lofting it. It's not a bad shot. I can feel myself, like I come down and I like scoop it as I'm like bringing my hands up. That's probably closer right there. Thin. Pros call that a flighted wedge, low and spinny. I can feel the scoop. Now fix it. I mean, kind of, but that's like the problem is like I feel it, but to me that just feels like that's always how I basically have chipped. So yeah, I feel the scoop, but it just that feels normal. It's not like I feel it as if it's like a foreign concept. It's just like I guess I've just ingrained that, so it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. But yeah, I mean, compared to like this would be 30-yard shot, I would play it like this. I mean, I hit it 37, but yeah, I can tell how that definitely feels more scoopy and flippy versus that. I guess that is true though. I'm not usually like I'm not a high spin player. So I guess that does make sense. Like I know the pros they try to flight lower their higher lofted clubs and they try to flight higher their lower lofted clubs, but a little chunky, but that type of shot over a bunker was more proper. When you have the room, you don't need a higher lofted. It's way harder to control distance and wind can affect it. That's a good point. Yeah, no, I've heard the analogy to where, like, if you're gonna like throw a ball from right here and say you're gonna throw it 10 yards, it's a lot easier to hit a 10-yard spot if you go like that underhanded versus if you go like overhand like this and try to hit way up in the air a 10-yard spot, or even if you like threw it way up in the air. So I get that. I guess I've just always seen my wedges kind of go high, and for the most part, they seem to work out. So I've kind of just stuck with it. Sounds like an excuse, but I think part of my problem also is too, like even my when was that Monday when I was playing on course, like I was playing with like some like top flights and like beat up Callaways. My bag is just filled with all random balls, just because I didn't know exactly where the ball was going, so I didn't want to play like a nicer ball. Like I have Pro V1s in my bag that I found, but I didn't even want to use those in case I was spraying them all over the place. So I feel like those balls that I'm using on course probably aren't doing me any favors. I just got to stick with it. I got to stick with the more Fleetwood, rotational, shorter backswing, shorter follow through, exit low and left. I got to stick with that across the bag until driver. I got to do it with wedges and I got to do it with all my irons. Because like if I practice that a little bit, it's just no debating that the control and the flight and even the feel is just way better. Sounds like something a high handicapper would say. Get good balls and use them. They matter. I hear you. Like I said, I'm frugal and I have a ton of balls that I found over the years, so I tend to use those. And for me, I'm not good enough to where I lost one ball through 9 holes the other day just because I swung hard and I duck hooked my drive out of bounds. So it's not like I'm spraying them all over the place, but I feel like I'm the type of personality where if I knew that, like if I was using those TP5s, geez, that went way further. If I was using like these TP5s at $5 a ball on course and I hooked one out of bounds, I would be mad about the shot out of bounds in my score, and I would also be mad about $5 into the woods. But that's a personality flaw. All right, these are going further, using more of my lower body and rotating through with my chest. So I got to take a little bit off these. You don't get mad playing golf. I'm not saying mad. It's just it would build up the frustration. Like I've never thrown a club. I've never snapped a club. I don't even think I've literally I don't think I've ever like gone like that, like relatively hard enough to make a divot. I don't think I've ever even done that. So it's not like mad. It's just like adds to the frustration, I guess. And I would just be thinking about how for the next like the rest of the round, how not only one I hit a bad shot, but two I was dumb enough to hit a bad shot with an expensive ball and sprayed it out of bounds. That had some spin on it. 30 spin access. Old man always told me no need to be mad at golf because you still have to go to work tomorrow. I know, it's true. What's the saying? Who is it? Lee Trevino? I mean, a couple people have said it, but basically the saying that sticks with me is none of us are good enough to get that mad at anything that happens. I also choke down. I choke down on my wedges to control the distance. I'm assuming you don't do that. I'm assuming you probably grab like a regular grip the entire length of the club for all these shots, and you probably do more of a clock system, which I don't do. What is this shot? Why is GSPro doing this to me? There was another one before. It was like downhill, and you couldn't even see what it was. I know. Well, just get used to it, C-Drum. You know what I mean when I say it. I don't even know that I'm doing it. I guess I know is also a synonym for I concur and I agree. Maybe I just need to say I agree. Clearly, if I knew all this stuff, I wouldn't be asking you it, so. Try this for a 50-yard shot. Take it to 9 and aggressively swing with shoulders. Stop swinging abruptly at 3. Yeah, I was feeling that before. I agree. I'll try that. I was saying right before you popped in, I was just kind of messing around with different shots, and I said I think I figured out part of what my issue was taking a longer backswing. I got to abbreviate the backswing and accelerate through. That was one of the things. But all right, 9 o'clock. Half 60 for 50. Like I was saying, I choked down on my wedges too, which probably isn't great. Like I only play my 60 to about 25 yards, and then like right around 30 yards up to about 75 or so, I use my 56, which probably isn't great. Like I know for a fact I could hit the 60 degree harder and further, I just don't do it. That's what you're going for. All right, 50-yard shot. Take it to 9 o'clock and aggressively swing shoulders and stop swinging abruptly at 3. Okay. I scold it, but can I go to like 6 o'clock for 50 yards instead? Oh, you're assuming I was holding 60? Yeah, no, I'm holding 56. That was like 11 to 1. I'm talking waist high. All right, so right here, you're saying? What do they call that? Like arm, you're saying arm parallel? You're saying, all right, I'll grab my 60. I don't think that was a bad swing. It was just 60 yards instead of 50. Not swinging aggressively enough. That was better. I know I went over, but I was trying to hit that 50-yard shot with the 60. See, Jerome, what's your gapping? 34. What's your gapping for your wedges? Still too much swing? Water one was closer. We need to go aggressive back to 3. Oh, stop the swing abruptly at 3. I thought I read it wrong the first time. I thought you said go back to 9 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock. All right, so here, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Like I said, my brain's not firing on all cylinders today. That was a little more speed and a more abruptly stopped. I can feel that when I do that. I can feel the acceleration through, if that's what I'm supposed to be feeling. It looks better. That last one was probably the closest to what I was trying to do. I could feel it kind of speeding up through here, knowing that I wanted to put the brakes on earlier. So it's kind of like by the time I get here, the brakes are on, the club heads is coming. You don't know your wedge gapping? I hit 60 to about 80, and then I'll go 56 up to 105, 52, 115 pitch wedge. Well, so you do know. That's all I was asking. So obviously I'm not going to try to match that exactly, but that's good for like a ballpark reference point. So I'll set this, I'll keep using my 60 then, and I'll keep hitting shots up to about like, I'll set this to 75, and we'll go, again, I wish I could go lower, but we'll go 22 to 78, close enough. All right, contact does feel better on that. Now I just got to work on, because that feels kind of foreign. I just got to work on, obviously, do that another 10,000 times, and now work on distance control. Those do have, I mean, I'm clipping it more, so they do have a bit more spin on them. My attack angle, I would assume, I haven't really been looking at it, but I bet if you went back from what I was swinging earlier, I bet my attack angle is steeper. That's what it feels like. If I want 40 yard, I may do the same swing, but open stance a little, open face a little. Oppo for 60. I may shut the face down by pushing the hands further. I don't like the full swing 60 though. Smooth 3/4, 56, I can be more accurate. I agree. I do kind of the same thing. I would always choke down about at least like an inch or two, and I would try to feel like I don't like hitting my wedges full. Even my approach wedge, I'm more comfortable with that at my like 3/4 slightly choke down swing with my 51-degree approach wedge right around my 100-yard shot. And if I need like, I could probably get it up to like 115, 120. But with that, I'd rather also do like a 3/4 pitching wedge, I think. So I've never swung my wedge is fuller, which is probably working for me. Like I'm not one of those people on course that's taking like a full power swing from like 20 yards trying to fly it a million miles in the air. So at least I got that going for me. I chunked it. That was kind of a mix. I felt a little bit of a scoop on that. It's crazy how those little tiny minute differences. Never full swing 60, 52 is the lowest full swing. I concur. Assume the square is reading angle of attack accurately. You're still pretty shallow for a 60? Really? So these ones that I've been clipping a little bit cleaner, I'm at 3.8. What should I be? Closer to 5? 5 or 6? Sean, what do you have? What do you have for a mat? Do you have like a GSPro softy or something? Because I think me and C-Drum are actually using the same mat. I believe C-Drum over here got what was it called, Rawhide or whatever, which I believe are Country Club Elite. So I believe we're hitting off the same mat. I always wonder if some of that, the more premium mats, if they affect some of the shots that you can do. So that one I really hit down on more. That was 5.4 down. Oh, really? Country Club Elite? That's what I get too. I feel his hands ahead of the club head through impact. I feel like these shots too, C-Drum pointed that out, that I was kind of stalling. I feel like I get lazy and I just get lazy and swing basically with my arms instead of really getting my chest and like feeling like my chest and my arms are more connected actually through. Really? You like the Country Club better than Softy? Look at the spin climb. Yeah, that was 8,000. I clipped that. Clipped that better. I don't know if clip is the right word, but that's what it feels like. I've never had, like, there's people, I think mats are kind of a tribal thing. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say, like, I've never hit off a Softy. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that they like the Country Club better than a Softy or like a fiber built. But I wouldn't be super surprised with that. To me, it's just like $300 for a strip the same size as this Country Club Elite, which was like, I paid like $60 for it, and I've been using this thing for like 2 or 3 years, and it still looks brand new. Five down spin like a champ. Softy's way too soft. I've never tried them, so I've been going off of what people basically rave about them and what other people say. All right, 40. Oh, I thinned it. Try not to put them in sims. If they hit behind the ball can start to move backwards before impact and cause no reads. Huh, really? And I feel like too, you've probably seen the video online that circles. It's a few years old, but the ball where you're hitting down into the mat and the ball actually like hovers a little bit over the mat and you catch it higher on the face. I want to be surprised if you're more likely to do that with something like a GSPro versus this, which is more like thick and grabby. The only downside I would say about this, and even so this too, is just the fact if you catch it a little bit heavy, it slows your club down, but you kind of drop kick it. Like I drop kick the club into the ball. Obviously, you would like lay the turf in real life, but I don't know if those other mats are the same thing or not. Yeah, you have about 2 years on yours, and there are hardly any signs of use. We were kind of talking about this the other day. I feel like it's also a personal thing where certain people's joints are just more sensitive than others, and some people like the feel of one thing better than the other. Because I know some people like they said they had tons of joint issues with the Country Club Elite mat, and they went to something else and they went away. And I've also heard other people go from something to a Country Club Elite mat and say that all their pain went away. So I don't know. I guess there's probably no clear-cut answer across the board, but I 100% concur with the fact that the Country Club Elite is very, very durable. What could cause a drop kick? Maybe the weight being on the back foot. I mean, that's probably it. I wasn't saying what caused it. I was just saying that's just what happens. And I was blaming the mat for my poor swing. Tell him to swing better. Exactly. Seadrum, he'll get to the point eventually. He just likes talking trash and needling me and talking roundabouts with some insults mixed in to get to the point. 4.6. The square missed the last couple. I found depending on where you have the club oriented, so like if you open it up more and your hands are lower, this thing needs to be right at like just shy of 8 inches, the sticker. And if you manipulate the club, I probably didn't put it on perfect, but if you manipulate the club, it goes like outside of the viewing area. And I partly wonder too if that causes some inaccuracies. If it's expecting it to be at like 7.8 inches and it gets shown up at like 10 inches or like 6 inches, you would assume that that difference would mess with the club data, you would think. Seadrum is a high-level smack talker. He's a clever little scrawny string bean. He does have as much as I don't like to compliment, it seems like he does have a decent brain, all things considered. So he is clever. High level, that's some of the smack talk flies right over HRG's short stature. Know what? We may need to just switch the topic. Maybe I need to start talking to Sean about his workout routine, because he's like pretty tall in stature, way taller than Seadrum, and it looks like he at least works out and is like seen what a dumbbell looks like in his life. So maybe we should switch the topic and we can start giving Seadrum some tips on how he can be, maybe in the next 10 years or so, end up being a little bit more than about 120 pounds soaking wet as I put in the water. See, this is the problem. It's nice having Seadrum give me tips and whatnot, but there's not a whole lot that I could pick on him about trying to. I can't talk trash about his game because he's way better than me. I can't make short jokes because he's like a fraction of an inch taller than I am. The only thing I can get him on is muscle and weight. And that he's dumb. And he sucks at designing. Really? Every morning at 4:45? Jeez. Hitting golf balls not count as working out? Not the way we hit Seadrum? No, that does not work out. Hitting balls counts for hitting balls. That does not work out. A little bit too long. For those touch shots at like 20 yards, how am I supposed to feel like I'm still accelerating and not hit it 30 yards like that, like 15 yards long? Swing easier is probably the answer. Oh yeah, I do have you on the beard. That's true. I do have you on the beard. I gotta remember that. How dare him delete the moon course? All caps, he means he's serious. That's all good. He sent me the file. See, I told you he's not too smart. I already got the file, so I'll just uh I'll just go live. I'll play it live, take the credit on it. I'll do a little Photoshop work, change my name, pretend that I designed it, and then I'll just share the files to the public Facebook groups. Short backswing. Shorter, I guess you're saying. Even that, I feel like I'm hitting down more on it. That's why I struggle on like tough lies on course. I just don't. I try to catch it so clean, and then I end up thinning them. I did that a couple times the other day on course. I need to get in the habit of hitting down in general a lot more. Send your Dropbox links. It's done. Follow through higher than the takeaway. On that one, you're saying? Or that's what I should be doing. I think I got to feel. For me, I got to feel like this whole Tommy Fleetwood thing, both with Cedro telling me to flight these lower. I just need to feel like I'm basically hitting a punch shot or more of a punch shot every time. Yeah, Sean, you should check it out. The moon course. It's pretty sweet. Love to tackle it. Did you put a beard on my little gnome figurine astronaut? That's not bad. Just don't publish a video. Please send it in Discord. Nothing will get seen. Feedback other than HRG is appreciated. I've written a 10-page comprehensive report worth of ideas so far, and he's probably not listening to any of them. Seedrum, you should start. That one didn't feel like that. Maybe that was closer to the heel. I feel like that could have been a beat up ball misread there. Seedrum, you should start a YouTube channel and then premiere the moon course for your first video. Build some hype around it. Hates my domes, so I made them shiny and gold so he sees them better. Gnomes are the best part so far. They're kind of small. I had to look for them. Seedrum didn't make him a prominent point, unless he made him bigger, but I don't think he did. I haven't seen any of the updates he's did. But yeah, he put these stupid domes all over the place. Like, I loaded up the course, and that's like the first thing that caught my eye. I was like, what the heck are these stupid domes? But isn't the whole point of the moon? It's like, because it's so vast and open? I don't know. I may end up being in the minority on that, but I feel like they were just a little bit, I don't know, they seemed like a bit out of place, for lack of a better term. I get you were using them for trees and for fillers, but I'll sub to it. Hosel and Fat Kid Scramble premiere on the moon. We could. 37 subs already. Yeah, it's from all of his Fortnite. He used to be a nerd gamer and do Fortnite videos. I put one in earlier with my bad technique swing, believe it or not. Basset Open is boring. It's full of random junk. I know. I agree with the. I said I know again. I concur. And I like the random jump. The random junk is what makes the course and makes it interesting. I just think you could have, in place of some of those domes, you could have just put some more different, larger sized random junk. Like I was saying, like the spaceships or whatever else. Blind squirrel. Blind squirrel finds a nut, you're saying? I'm gonna drive myself crazy saying I know now. I know. It was another one of those things when I did the scramble with Golfy. Perry Smith, I think, was the one that pointed out toast. He said, I say but a lot, and Golfy says right a lot. I noticed Golfy says right, but I never noticed until Toast said that I said but a lot as kind of like a transition point. I like say a sentence, and then instead of saying like anyways or moving on, I just say but, and I just leave it at that. So apparently, but and I know are highly used in my vocabulary. You record yourself and see what you say a lot with your country bumpkin hillbilly accent. No one can even understand what you're saying. Little Scoopy on that. Little Scoopy. Sputnik. It had Sputnik, but it was tiny. There's a green with a crawling alien, has a collider on it. I haven't played it. It may block a putt, which would be hilarious. How's a rocket hoodie? I know. Take a large, please. That's the first request for any merch. And I start off every video saying, "What's up, guys?" or "What's going on, guys?" The problem is my brain is just so big and so powerful. I've got so much going on up there. Sometimes I struggle to articulate the exact word I want. So it's like I'm like thinking about like trying to make life multiplanetary and like how I can design a rocket to go to Mars. So it just ends up my mind is like 95% occupied on that, and I end up just saying the same couple words over and over again. Is probably what the issue is. You say, all right. Why don't we have merch? Probably be a flannel shirt with no logo though. A sock hat. You guys would probably find it funny to know that I bought like 10 of these sock hats, as you call them. I call them beanies. I bought like 10 of these at the dollar store, so they were literally $1 a piece. And these flannels that I have, there's like a discount, like closeout, factory seconds type of store around here called Job Lot. And I bought these. These were like $7, $8 a piece. They're like factory seconds, so they take like different parts of other, like some of these I have like a logoed hoodie like on the inside for lining, but this was like another fleece garment that they stitched onto the inside of a regular flannel shirt and they sell them. So all that to say, oh, that was terrible. All that to say, I'm rocking some pretty high quality stuff over here. Hosel scramble outfit. I'm a psycho, so if I find something I like, I buy like a boatload of them. Like I have the plain black t-shirts that I wear in the summertime. I literally have like 50 of these plain black t-shirts that are just the same exact shirt that I got for like $6 a piece online or something, or $4 or $5, whatever they were. I bought like a couple years ago. I bought like 20 different kinds from a website, and I tried them all on, and I found this one shirt that like it's a little bit polyester, so it stretches and it fits me well, and I literally ordered like 50 of them. I'm on like the Steve Jobs uh, outfit plan. You're sold. A lot of Academy Sports clearance microfiber clothes. Rather wear your stuff than Grant Horvat's. If he wore shorty shorts, they would look like long ones passed down his knees anyways. Maybe I gotta get some of those Martin Borgmeyer. I was saying I've been in a couple of his streams, and I was saying we were talking on here. His shorts that he wears are literally like I wear boxers, not even boxer briefs. His shorts that he wear are shorter and tighter than literally my boxers that I wear. You won't be seeing me. You won't be seeing me in any of those. I mean, C-Drum is probably extra small because, like I said, he's built like a toothpick. But for the most part, I'm medium in most stuff. Must be tough, C-Drum. You said you got some Academy stuff. Do they sell toddler like preteen type of clothes that fit you at a good price? As I'm just like airmailing all these shots and putting them in the water. I don't think anyone's gonna say anything about those shorts. Dude's a monster. No, it's not even the fact that like someone's gonna like talk trash to him. It's just like it's a it's a rather interesting uh, consistent fashion choice. He is, in fact, that guy's built like a NFL linebacker. He's like 6'5", probably like 250. That guy's a monster. And he's shredded at 250. I don't know what you mean. I'm Mr. Junior Cannon right behind Toast. Dude, Toast is jacked. He said yesterday, I think he said he was like 75 pounds heavier back in the 80s, which was just all muscle. He used to be like 225, just jacked out of his mind. That's a different level though. Like being like competition bodybuilding level, like where you're meal prepping and all that stuff. I mean, you could start with a couple push-ups, C-Drum. We don't have to jump from using soup cans to work out all the way up to competing in bodybuilding competitions. Shaq's probably a piece of rebar. I've watched him play a handful of like SGT rounds where he's like really trying to play well and whatnot. But it's crazy how some of those guys, like he's still really, really talented. But it's crazy how like that crazy distance doesn't always, or not even always, but most of the time, it doesn't translate over to like dominating courses the way you would think. Sticks and stones. Ball speed for lack thereof. That's one thing. Flying Fat Kid can talk some trash to you. He said he hit 180 last night. He got you there. And I'll get up there. You better watch out. If you start slacking, start getting a little set in your ways, happy about how you're hitting them, and I keep grinding over here for the next 4 months, trying to hit it harder, I may catch you on a couple drives. I may just do it. Yeah, 180 is nasty. His latest video, I messaged him. I don't know if he's still in here. I was watching through his latest round that he did, his latest video, and he hit one that was like 163, I think, or something like that, or like 167, whatever it was. So I sent him a message and said, I need your 165 to 170 ball speed. And then I kept watching, and he hit one at like 174 or something on like the 16th hole. And he said he hit 180 last night. I was napping. I thought I heard toastisms. Class would hear you make a joke about how Pro T is super inaccurate. He'd be quite upset with me. That was creepy. HRG was talking about wanting to touch your muscles is weird. I was. Cedron was saying he's going to go from start lifting weights for the first time in his life with some soup cans. And he was talking about being junior Mr. Saskatchewan 2025. He can join the line. What'd you say yesterday, Toast? In like the 80s, you were like 75 pounds heavier or something? You said something yesterday about, you said like very anabolic or something. Were you juicing back in the day to be able to get that big? No shade on it if that's the decision you made. I just think it's cool. Like, I've never even contemplated, or I don't think I even know anyone in my life that's ever taken steroids, but that must be crazy walking around at 225 just a block of muscle. C. Diddy is right. The further I hit down on him, and the more I try to clip him. Like, that was 5.9 down. The spin's definitely up. That was at 7,600. They do land and stop a lot quicker. What's the deal with Tiger? Have you guys seen any news? They put a time frame? Is he just like done now for good with his Achilles or what? Must be a slow news day because usually Black Cloud comes in here with all the breaking news. He was the one who told me about that the other day. He's got like a main line of all sports breaking news apparently. 225, you're at 175 now before steroids were even legal. Yeah, it used to be sketchy back in the day, right? Like you'd find someone at the gym and like go get them like out of their car, like behind the gym or something. I used to like watching Rich Piana back in the day. Toast, I'm sure you're familiar with him. That guy took steroids and, in my opinion, body dysmorphia to his degree to a different level. But he was an interesting cat. I guess he used to sell some stuff back in the day. Um, I think he went overboard though. He started doing like the, what was it called? Like injecting like the silicone into his muscles or whatever. That guy was a freak in a good way. But unfortunately, not too good of a way to where he died pretty young. But even 50 pounds though, that's still a lot. 50 pounds more. I wonder. I wonder to what degree. I don't know how strict some sports are. I'm sure it's probably different. I wonder like how many players on tour are on like TRT or something along those lines, like a minimal dose. Does that count as like performance enhancing if you're like naturally low testosterone, you're trying to get up to like a more average level? I wonder if some of the golfers on tour are quote unquote juicing. My guess would be yes. Getting lazy with these wedge shots again. I just gotta hit them like that and swing a bit more, move my body through it. Guy at the top of D-ball, I mean thousands of them. He would walk around the gym asking guys if they needed a boost. He was a cop, really? That's crazy. Kind of crazy something like that. Like I'm not out here promoting those, telling people to go do it, but something crazy like that was illegal for so long to where like if you're doing it, you know the most likely you know the risk that you're taking. You're only damaging yourself. It's not like you take those and you go like drunk driving or anything along those lines. Guys on tour Jews, no question. I think so too. I wonder how many though, or if that's something that's like obviously it's considered like pretty personal medical advice. Wonder if that's something that isn't even well known. If it's just between like the player and their doctor type of thing. I will say with this like lower hands type of swing that I'm doing here, it does feel a little stabby. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's kind of how it feels. I figure though, if I get in a habit of doing this, eventually I'll start hitting them better, you would think, more consistently. If I just take time like once a week or so, hit wedges for like an hour. or longer. Two hours. Hit ball far, win big. It's true. And the recovery aspect of it too. Like playing. Oh, I hit that so heavy. Playing 4 competitive rounds in a row on top of a lot of those guys. They're playing pro-ams and practice rounds the days before. Recovery from that's a lot. Oh, off the pin. Some of these are getting pretty bad. Pretty bad. Believe it or not, I'm not really swinging much, but I have a little bit of a sweat going. It's kind of warm. 51.3 degrees and I'm bundled up. Probably call it quits here. 5 or 10 minutes or so. I figured these landscape streams just don't get pushed as much and not as many people come in here, so it's kind of a low energy day and a sleepy chat type of stream. But this dynamic hole thing, I haven't done this before, so this random hole thing, I figured I would do a better viewing experience for the first time, and so you guys could see it a bit better. Hitting some a little bit better here these last 5 minutes or so. I feel like I'm getting a little bit better of a judge of how hard to swing at some of these. Looks like I'm going to have to start playing my 60 out to about 75, 80 yards or so, like C. Diddy. If you can't beat him, join him. Still going to hit down on him a bit more, though. Excited being a computer guy. Tomorrow, Red Ready's going to put everything together for me. That's awesome. Yeah, no, there was that option there, Bill. I've just something like this. I don't mind. I would like, honestly, ideally, like I said, if it was actually like on the course instead of these tee shots. I don't know if you can change that, but ideally, I would like to be dead flat. So like this one, like 28 down 9. I'm doing the math on all these, so I'm kind of just like hitting it in the ballpark. I don't mind though these different distances kind of making me slowly but surely. Like that's a good example of why I'm doing these. Get a better feel for some of these distances. Kind of just treating this similar to like what I do with the putting streams, just kind of somewhat, honestly, it's kind of relaxing. Somewhat mindless and kind of just trying to be a little bit more robotic to where like this becomes second nature with some of these shots and some of the distances, if that makes sense. Kind of just like same with what I do with the putting, just kind of trying to be robotic and ingrain that same putting stroke time after time. Was there a delay or something, Toast? I feel like you've been saying for like, I thought you were going to have your computer. It hasn't been that long, but I feel like it was like a week or so ago where you thought you were going to have it. Unless he was trying to find you like better parts or something. Oh, I thinned that. Guarantee you though, it's gonna be one of those things. Same thing I was telling Black Cloud. As soon as you start getting up and running for like the first week of GSPro, as soon as you start using it consistently, you'll be like, wow, why didn't I do this way sooner? It's well worth the money. Chunky. I'll have to set it for 3, enough to get a feel for the shot to move on. It's not a bad call. This isn't going to be the only time I do this. Definitely going to get into a habit of, this is the part of my game. Honestly, I feel like my driver as of late has been better than my wedges, so this is probably the weakest part of my game. I got to dedicate some more time to doing this. So I'll likely do stuff like that. Even the same shot, like, way too hard. Even the same shot like 20 times in a row until it moves. I'm chipping them a bit different from what Seadrum was just saying, so this is still kind of like experimentation period. Trying to consistently get this different type of field down. Oh, I found you a cheap 4060 last minute. Sounds like it would be a good thing it actually got delayed a little bit then, if you're going to get a more high-powered premium GPU at the sake of taking a couple extra days. You'll be happy. You'll be happier long term. I'd be curious. I'll have to look later what the yours is going to be way more powerful, but how my 4070 laptop version stacks up to your 4060 desktop version. Putting your sim back together. Was only listening for the most part. Would you have to get some stuff out or do some work in there or something? I feel like that's unlike you, breaking the sim down. Must have been something important. Mark my words. I'm like 75% mainly focused on driver. But once I get some more speed up and I spend some more time on driver over the next couple months, I will get to the point where these shots like this, like inside 100 yards, will be the strongest point of my game. Like I said, it's always like a rotating thing where I work on stuff. So like I work on irons and then kind of neglect irons for a little bit, work on putting, neglect putting, work on wedges, neglect wedges. But eventually this will be, at least for a period, this will be the strongest point of my game. How long it'll last, I don't know. But I'm going to dial this in for sure. Because now we're already back to, I've only done 6 days, but it's been like, what, 2, 3 weeks maybe, working on driver. I feel like driver's already up there to being more of a weapon in my game again, and another strong point with increasing my distance. And I've just been hitting it better, more accurately with more distance, which helps. But I already feel like the work I've been doing on driver, now it's becoming a stronger point. Yep. Chunk that. I really hope this warmer weather is here to stay. Because honestly, I'm on like, for the past like hour, I've been like too warm the way I'm dressed with it 51 degrees in here. I'm all set with being out here 20, 30 degrees. Quarterly exterminator visit. Had to roll it up so you get everything around. Makes sense. Once everything's together, you get in the scores next upgrade. Cool thing about GSPro is you can get some more life. You could even delay the score a couple months if you really had to. I mean, score is well worth the money, and I think you'll really enjoy it, the improved accuracy, but that's basically what I did. I got GSPro last April, and I used the R10 for a good 6 months. I got so April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. I used the R10 for about 7 months with GSPro until the square got delivered. Figured void time, break down those carts, move stuff around. Short. Why am I having such a tough time hitting down on these? Yeah, with your expo you can putt too. Yeah, you can get, like I said, you can easily get a couple more months out of the R10 if you wanted to. Man, I'm losing it. These are terrible. I had a good stretch there for about 10 or 15 minutes, and now these are terrible. I keep catching. I unbuttoned some buttons because I was getting warm. I keep catching my shirt. Oh, off the wood. Scoopy again. I'm not compressing them like I was. I'm getting scoopy with the hands. Better. Got to keep accelerating, keep that speed up. All right, another close one. I think I'm out of here. That's not it. All right, we're going to end it on that one. I'm getting tired. Time to pack things up. I got to get to bed early tonight. But I'll do this again. Likely it'll probably be those vertical streams. I just wanted to show this for the first time doing it. I thought this was a kind of cool feature that maybe some people didn't know about. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Shout out C Drum, Flying Fat Kid, Boogeyman Bill, Toast. I think that was about it in terms of messages. But I said I was taking today off, but tomorrow will definitely be, it's going to be colder. So tomorrow will definitely be indoors. And then I'm planning on Friday out here and then Sunday. So I'll space it out a day in between. But that's the game plan. So like I said, appreciate you guys tuning in. Take care. Have a good one as well, Boogeyman Bill. I'll see you guys on the next one.